Hi, welcome to Gentle Buckle book review of DC Comics 60 Years of the World's Favourite Comic Book Heroes by Les Daniels. Now there's 250 odd pages. This book came out in 1995. Now you might have a different publisher over in the States, I don't know, but this one is from Virgin. So Virgin and DC Comics is obviously hardback. See that? I'm just going to take this cover off, so I'm just going to remove that. It always makes it easier to do a review without the cover on. And then I'm just going to crunch it up and ruin it. So you can see the cover. You can got a nice imprinted there, DC. You can just about make that out. Embossed, I should say. And then you've got the actual inside where it all basically started. Obviously, it started a bit before that, but Superman, you've got a brilliant Superman story there. I love it where he's lifting. Not that any... They would think, it's a bit strange lifting that. I think they might sort of put him under investigation, I would have thought. But anyway... Orphan Asylum. How odd. Maybe that's what they were called back then. I don't know. But that's... and of course, these people, the Kents, go and adopt him. And of course, they're quite relieved to get rid of a kid that's wrecking half of their orphanage, I would imagine. So you've got 60 years and you've got a lot. Obviously, a table of contents. You can see the Wonder Woman, Flash, all the various characters that have appeared throughout. And of course, it's vast numbers. Obviously, this book was 1995, so nothing that's after that, all the rebirths and whatever, all the different new series, not the new 52, whatever, are not going to be featured. But what you have got is lovely ones like that, Adventure. And of course, you can see with that, Adventure, obviously where the Adventure comics and all those sort of things come from. Of course, major innovation. Of course, there's the originator, the whole thing, for DC Comics, and you've got new fun. They recently brought out a lovely massive book of that and it's just absolutely superb. The new fun book. I love all the stories. They're really obviously of their time. Jack Woods, etc. There's no Superman, no superhero particular in it. That's one of the ones every time I look at this book I always regret because I could have bought that one. There was a copy next to nothing in the shop and I didn't know anything about it and I looked at it and I thought no, and of course didn't buy it. And it was now I think, oh well. One of those things, very rare in the UK you get anything like that, those sort of old books. So I just did not know what it was as far as I could have been anything. And but I still remember my mate turned around and said, buy it. And I said, nope. Little Linda. Lovely, that one. Detective Comics, of course, you've got all the... Now, if I'd seen Detective Comics #1, I would have known more about what Detective Comics #1. I would have gone, oh, that's interesting. And likewise, you've got there, obviously, Detective Comics #1. And of course you can see the pulp origins of action comics and all those sort of things. And of course you go into Superman there. Initially they didn't really always have Superman on the cover. I mean, a couple of issues in and then of course Superman was on all the time. But lovely picture there of Superman. Now I'm not certain, obviously Lois looks slightly different from Lois. And of course Superman does as well. I mean obviously we know what he is, who he is, but at the same time, it doesn't look the same as our Superman. So, same with Lex Luthor or the Ultra Humanite. Of course, it was Lex Luthor, and basically, I mean, they just... So, Lost Secrets of Luthor, Man of Steel. I loved all those. That's number 74 there, 52 pages. That was January 1952. Great issues. I've had quite a few Golden Age issues over there, mostly in tatty condition, but I just love those things. And of course, all the archives and omnibus editions, so much of this material is now readily available. And of course, you've got Batman as well. Got some lovely old Batman there. They're great little stories. And you've got Plastic Man. This is, of course, Plastic Man was with Quality Comics at that point. I've had a few of those. I love those. And also they did the DC archives, which are absolutely great. And of course, you've got Captain Marvel there. Thoroughly enjoyed the film. I'm surprised they've never done a Plastic Man film. Now, I'd love to see that. But Plastic Man, of course, isn't a major player, I guess, in the thing. Justice Society of America. Been enjoying Stargirl and, of course, all the Justice Society of America. And those guys. I would love to see them bring out an omnibus editions of those. I mean, you've got the archive editions. Of course, they're great. Absolutely brilliant. But an omnibus collection would be brilliant in real quality. Wonder Woman, I love those. Absolutely wonderful. And of course you've got other bits here. Superman on the radio, you've got Crypto Ray Gun, Superman toys, Batman serials, whole heaps of different things. There's a lot of text. There's a lot of text in there. So you've got obviously some photos, very informative information. Saga of Superboy. You've got Superboy there. And I love that. Oh dear, your X-ray vision. I can't keep any surprises. You'd think I love the recent series, Superman and Lois. Absolutely brilliant with the superheroine. It's just great. I'm surprised they haven't gone for super sight, and obviously with you occasionally see it where he zooms in, but you can imagine if he could see everything that was happening, how you have to control that. Likewise with his hearing, how complicated that would be. But wow, that would be pretty interesting. Not something you'd want really in some ways. It'd be really annoying. You'd hear everything about you. People would be saying, God, that video's rubbish. That video's rubbish. And you'd hear it all the time. You think, oh no. Just when you wouldn't know, you'd have to block it off, wouldn't you? So Fox and the Crow, I love those ones. Animal. These ones are always, they've sort of been completely forgotten about. Funny Stuff and Peter Porkchops. Great names. But I mean, all these ones, they're just great. But of course, they were sometimes, I think, licensed ones. So they're not, you've got young romance, girls' love, and all those sort of things as well. So they're great. I love all those. Of course, there are collections of the romance ones as well. So you've got Superman, the man who was Superman, George Reeves. I have to say the recent one, Superman and Lois, I really think the Superman is brilliant. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's just, anyway, nothing to do with this book, but still, I think it's been absolutely superb. Adventure Comics is one of those ones I very rarely watch in the box sets, or watch it constantly. And this one I have. And it's been so good. I just want it every night. I very rarely do that. But with this one, definitely. And because I just want to see how it all ends. And of course, there is a second series. Hopefully, will be on the BBC. You got Justice League of America, Green Lantern, obviously Star Sapphire there. Love that storyline. Great character. Flames of Cold Fire. Star Sapphire versus Green Lantern. Creeper. You got pop art ones. Of course, you got all the comics hang on the wall. Great stuff as well. All these ones. And it actually says the All American Men of War. Hawk and Dove. You got revamping the classics. So you've got lots and lots of one where he obviously munches his kryptonite there. The quality's really good. It's really nice. Obviously, it doesn't have a vast amount. There's no, there's one page or two. There's like a page there. You've got a page there. Brilliant one there. And that's Al Williamson. I love Al Williamson's work. Obviously, predominantly when he was EC. I loved EC work. But, and then you've got Jack Kirby's Fourth World, Superman 2. Of course, classic one. I love that film. Dark Knight Returns. Really, really good. And you have, like I say, some single massive pages there, but mostly it's just, small. Sandman, of course, brilliant series. Got all the books. This absolute Sandman, just absolutely classic. And of course, I don't know when that's coming out. Isn't there? There's supposed to be a TV series at some point. That sort of, I don't know. Maybe news will come. And you got Flash, of course. That one, weirdly, never was shown over in the UK, and I've never bought the DVD set for the Flash. I'm certain it's quite good. I think we saw one episode. That's all I remember watching, one episode, and that was it. Weird. And of course, he did turn up later, obviously, on the new Flash series, but they always do that sort of thing. But Hellblazer, oh, look at that. Just what a great cover, that one. Doom Patrol. Had some great covers on Doom Patrol. Some really brilliant covers. Just love those. Lois and Clark, I enjoyed that at the time. Not as good, though, I mean, like all series, of course, you might even make with the new one as well. After a while, you might start sort of, it becomes silly, and then you sort of think, oh no. This one didn't really feel like it came silly, but give it about 4 or 5 seasons, and who knows where it will be by that point. And also got all the toys here as well, and they're just great. And of course, you've got the good old index at the back. I don't know. Oh, of course, it's got the brilliant Alex Ross. I love his works. I love Superman there. It's really, really quite different. And obviously Captain Marvel, or Shazam, I should say. And you've got Legend of Batman at the back. They've obviously got the 2 pages there. Just brilliant. I love the fact that trains his body to physical perfection, etc. Could pop over to the gym and do Zumba classes. That would have made Batman. But anyway, probably not. However, this is just a brilliant book. I love this one. I love all these. He did a Marvel one as well, Les Daniels. I think he did the Marvel one. I'm not going to stand on that one. I think it was. But I just love that one. It probably says here, actually, on the back. And we've got other one. Yes, Marvel. I knew he did. Marvel, 5 Fabulous Decades of World's Greatest Comics. I love that one, which I haven't actually got now. I did have it. Comics, A History of Comics. I've got that somewhere. Living in Fear, A History of Horror and Mass Media. Also, Black Castle, Silver Skull, and a few other things. Oh, he lives in Providence, Rhode Island. Great book. Absolutely superb. Thoroughly enjoyable. Lovely sort of histories of things. This was certainly, at the time, this was one of the best. I mean, obviously now there's lots of other books like this, but this one I think still stands reasonably well. And of course now it's obviously slightly dated, but still really good. I'm surprised they haven't brought out. Maybe they have. I haven't noticed. Maybe there's a 70 years one. Everyone's saying, why you didn't do the 80-year volume? Is there one? I haven't seen it. However, this one I love. So this one was, at the time, 60 years of the world's favourite comic books. Moved on a bit. Of course, at one point, there'll be in 2035, we'll have the 100-year one. Hopefully still around to actually read it. So, absolutely thoroughly enjoyable.